Hello, Michael here. Looking at Psalm 66, specifically verse 16 through 18 for the exposition. This psalm, which may be subtitled, How Awesome Are Your Deeds? Let's go ahead and read those three verses then. Verse 16. Come and hear, all ye that fear God, and I will declare what he hath done for my soul. Verse 17. I cried unto him with my mouth, and he was extolled with my tongue. And verse 18. If I regard iniquity in my heart, the Lord will not hear me. And so we turn to the treasure of David for the exposition. Verse 16. Come and hear. Before they were bidden to come and see, hearing is faith's seeing. Mercy comes to us by way of ear gate. Hear, and your soul shall live. They saw how terrible God was, but they heard how gracious he was. All ye that fear God. These are a fit audience when a good man is about to relate his experience. And it is well to select our hearers when inward soul matters are our theme. It is forbidden us to throw pearls before swine. We do not want to furnish wanton minds with subjects for their comedies, and therefore it is wise to speak of personal spiritual matters where they can be understood, and not where they will be burlesqued. All God-fearing men may hear us, but far hence ye profane. And I will declare what he hath done for my soul. I will count and recount the mercies of God to me, to my soul, my best part, my most real self. Testimonies ought to be borne by all experienced Christians, in order that the younger and feebler sort may be encouraged by the recital to put their trust in the Lord. To declare man's doings is needless. They are too trivial, and besides, there are trumpeters enough of man's trumpery deeds. But to declare the gracious acts of God is instructive, consoling, inspiring, and beneficial in many respects. Let each man speak for himself, for a personal witness is the surest and most forcible. Second-hand experience is like cork, kale, hit again. It lacks the flavor of first-hand interest. Let no mock modesty restrain the grateful believer from speaking of himself, or rather of God's dealings to himself, for it is justly due to God. Neither let him shun the individual use of the first person, which is most correct in detailing the Lord's way of love. We must not be egotists, but we must be egotists when we bear witness for the Lord. Verse 17 reads, I cried unto him with my mouth, and he was extolled with my tongue. I cried unto him with my mouth, and he was extolled with my tongue. It is well when prayer and praise go together, like the horses in Pharaoh's chariots. Some cry who do not sing, and some sing who do not cry. Both together are best. Since the Lord's answers so frequently follows close at the heels of our petition, and even overtake them, it becomes us to let our grateful praises keep pace with our humble prayers. Observe that the psalmist did both cry and speak. The Lord has cast the dumb devil out of his children, and those of them who are least fluent with their tongues are often the most eloquent with their hearts. And verse 18 reads, If I regard iniquity in my heart, the Lord will not hear me. If I regard iniquity in my heart, if, having seen it to be there, I continue to gaze upon it without aversion, if I cherish it, have a single glance of love towards it, excuse it and palliate it, the Lord will not hear me. How can he? Can I desire him to connive at my sin and accept me while I willfully cling any evil way? Nothing hinders prayer like iniquity harbored in the breast. As with Cain, so with us. Sin lieth at the door and blocks the passage. If thou listen to the devil, God will not listen to thee. If you refuse to hear God's commands, he will surely refuse to hear thy prayers. An imperfect petition God will hear for Christ's sake, but not one which is willfully miswritten by a traitor's hand. For God to accept our devotions while we are delighting in sin would be to make himself the God of hypocrites, which is a fitter name for Satan than for the Holy One of Israel. God is ethical. He knows our hearts, he knows our minds, he knows our thoughts. Can't fool God. He always judges by the heart. Well, trust you enjoyed the meditation. Michael here declaring yet again, Jesus is Lord. Until next time, be blessed.